Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about bookkeeping, part 2. Our previous episode, we did talk about bookkeeping and how important it is to your business, regardless of how small your business is. You need to be able to keep track of your sales, how much you're making, and how much you're spending. Bookkeeping has multiple parts. Bookkeeping is not as complicated as it seems or it sounds. So you want to keep track of how much you're making. You want to keep track of how much you are spending. In the previous episode, while you're done keeping track of that sale and expense, and you now can see a cash flow of how it's coming in, what's going in, how much you have left, you should always remember that you have to make sure your numbers are adding up. So while you're excited that sales are coming in and I made $20 for the month of June and I have an expense of $5, yay, awesome, great. I have extra $5. Okay, there's my profit for the month. You had just $5 expense. That's awesome, that's good. While you have that $5, you want to check your bank account. You want to check your statement to make sure that after the sale that happened that month and all the money you have spent, you've paid all your bills for that month, your bank account shows $5 as well. Because something is wrong, you want to make sure that account is reconciled. If you have $5 or your documents shows you have $5 or you should have $5, but then you check your bank statement and your bank statements has $4 in it. Now you have to figure out where that extra dollar is. So if your sale for the month is $10 and you spend $5, that was your expense for the month, and you can see clearly that after subtracting that, the expense for the month, payroll, everything, blah, 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 you're supposed to have $5 in your bank account and you have just $4. Try to double check. Maybe you missed a receipt or invoice or a bill that was paid that you missed. So try to make sure that you can find those paperwork. You want to find those receipts. That's why it's important to save your receipts. There are some stores you go to, or if you order stuff online, or if your payment is done online, the receipts and invoice, they are electronic, so it's easier for you to open a file online and save those things. That way you don't miss anything, because now you're going to be worrying about this extra dollar, where it went to. And if you cannot find it, then you are unable to reconcile that account. So it's important to make sure you're keeping track of those invoices. You're keeping track of the receipts. That way, your starting balance and your ending balance, it's matching up. Meaning, what you should be seeing in your account should be $5 and not $4. If you're seeing $6 in your account, then maybe you have a pending bill that you haven't gotten to. So remember to include the due dates of your bills. While you're including the bills that needs to be paid and putting in the dates those bills came in, try to include it's important you include the due dates. That way you can incorporate that. So if the account is showing $6 and not $5, then it's just a reminder that, okay, maybe there's an outstanding bill somewhere that needs to be paid, but because it hasn't been paid, that's why that extra dollar is there. Try to do it at the end of the month. Usually bookkeeping is cleaned up and touched up every month, so you can either decide to do it on the first of the following month, or it doesn't really matter, but try not to do it in the middle of a month, because if I'm doing bookkeeping on the 15th, it's gonna be hard for me to reconcile that month to see, okay, what happened in the month of June. Okay, I'm doing bookkeeping June 15th. I can't really tell because I may have two bills that still has to be paid on the 18th, on the 25th. And here I am trying to balance that. It's really not going to work out, so it's not ideal to do that. Try to do your bookkeeping at the end of the month or the beginning of the month. Again, if you're not doing booking, it's important you do that. You'll be able to keep track of how much money you're making. Because if I ask you how much money are you making at work with your business, are you making profit or not? How much profit are you making? If you don't have that information, you don't have proper bookkeeping. You should have that information at hand to know how your business is going and how you can do better. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for working. Boy, it's because I'm always working. That's why I keep saying working. I'm like, this is not the first or second video. I'm trying to say thank you so much for watching. And I will say thank you so much for working. I am not working that much, I mean, I'm working hard, working smart, but not working so much. But I keep saying thank you so much for working. Thank you, each and every one of you, for working today and going to work today. So maybe I was just led to say that. So job well done. You're doing great at work. You're doing good. Thank you so much for watching. Do that bookkeeping. Keep track of your books so you know where you stand. No matter how small that business is, it's important. If you need help, give me a call, send me an email. I'm happy to help you clean up your books. I'm happy to help you set it up and have it figured out. Thank you so much for watching. Your bookkeeping is important. Do it monthly. That way you can keep track. Do not wait in December and now you're trying to reconcile from January through December. That's going to be a lot of work trying to reconcile your books and everything on that particular month, trying to put that together for taxes. Do not wait till last minute. Don't be a last minute business owner. If you don't have time to do it, delegate. Find somebody that can help you coordinate that. That way you can focus on your business and not so much on your books. If you need help, give me a call. I'm happy to help you set that up. If you want to keep track of your sales, but you're not sure how to do that, you're trying to monitor that. You want to see how you're doing, where you stand financially, based on how much you're making, how much you're spending. Do you have money to put into the business or to invest into the business? Whatever your plan is, we are here to help. Give me a call, send me an email. Bookkeeping is important. I'm singing it because it's so easy to just put it aside, because we're selling that service or that product and you just get paid and it's like, okay, you put it in your pocket. No invoice, no receipts. You can keep track of that client that gave you that. That way you can follow up with the client. A lot of these things are important. You want to make sure you have a system in place. You can keep track of every dollar that's going in your pocket, regardless of whether it's a $5 product you just sold or $3. We're doing business. We want to make sure that we are efficient and we can keep track of every dollar coming in and going out. At the same time, while you're keeping track of the money you put in your pocket, the invoice, the receipts, guess what? We want to send out an email or a text message to that customer, to that client, saying, thank you for your service. Thank you for purchasing that product. Customer service is always number one key in business development. So you want to keep track of that. Thank you so much for watching. I digressed. Have a good day.